Hello everyone, this is going to be a collective message. I already have a channeled message in mind, and I want to connect it to those who the message is for. So this is why I have my Ancestral Path Tarot cards here, because I'm feeling the vibration of a loved one that has passed on. So this would be in regards to don't make the same mistakes that I did, is what I heard. And I want to go ahead and pull some cards and find out who exactly this message is for. And I've already asked Spirit to help me provide any information that will help you heal or help you understand and just be able to create a new path for yourself, or just to be in alignment with what it is that this ancestor, this passed on loved one, is trying to relay to you at the moment. So Spirit, what information do you have that I can provide to the person who resonates with don't make the same mistakes that I did? What information do you have for this person, or who am I speaking with through this channeled message? And thank you. And I appreciate your likes, your shares, your subscriptions to my channel. I am a new channel, so I appreciate your comments as well as feedback to let me know that I am on the right path, and I appreciate you. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Judgment in reverse. So naturally with Judgment in reverse, I'm already feeling that there are a lot of regrets still with this loved one. Now, whoever I'm speaking to, Spirit would have me know that this could be a father figure that's speaking to his son. And right now I'm seeing someone of a Hispanic or origin, or ethnicity rather, excuse me. Now maybe older, well, when they became a bit older, possibly in their 30s, maybe you were born around that time, their life took a turn for the worse. I feel that they had a lot of pressure to provide at that point, whereas before you came into the actual world, you know, they were doing things in an honest way, probably had you know, a career, whether it be, most likely I'm thinking just a blue collar type of career is what I'm feeling, what I'm picking up. You know, they were faithful on their job, went to work every day, but then there's something that, you know, when you came into the world, not saying that this had anything to do with you, but their life took a wrong turn. So in my mind, I went from seeing someone who was basically like had a clean cut image to later on is when the dark side kind of took over. And it possibly landed them in a penitentiary. So that means like hard time. Now, as I get a feel for the Five of Cups reverse and the Hierophant reverse, I just feel like they spend a lot of time behind bars, just on their knees. They may have found religion or may have found God. They may have found spirituality while they were incarcerated. But what they really couldn't let go of was the fact that they knew that they were never getting out. So that was the hardest part for them in regards, you know, they had redemption every other way, but to get back to you, to get back to family, they knew that that wasn't a possibility. And I feel like they blamed God for that. And with the Lover's card here, there was really no chance at them having like a physical relationship again, you know, with your mother. So that relationship fell flat. I feel like she was supportive, but from a distance. I don't feel like she really went out of her way to make sure that he was taken care of. And with the High Priestess in reverse, she basically turned her back on him, knowing that that wasn't the solution. It wasn't the right thing to do. But that's what took place. She wasn't as supportive as he needed her to be. So Spirit, what other messages do you have in regards to this person that I'm speaking to about the message? Don't make the same mistakes I did. All right. So this incarceration of your father came from a life of running drugs. I don't know if it was, he was a middleman between, you know, his physical location and some other country is what I'm picking up. Like I said, he probably felt that he would be under the radar because he had such a, you know, just kind of his lifestyle. You would not consider, you would never think that this would be his end result, just according to how he lived, you know, how it looked on the outside, even his friends and family. I don't even believe that they saw this coming. So it's not worth it, he says. Whoever I'm speaking with, that this is resonating with, he said it was not worth it. So in this whole exchange here, obviously this message is coming through with these circumstances because perhaps they match your current circumstance. So I feel like you're probably already in the midst of what you're doing that's related to what I'm speaking about. But he's telling you, as his child, his son, he's telling you, don't make the same mistake that he did. So thinking that he could, you know, have a kind of a low profile, nobody will suspect. I don't have flashy things. I don't drive a flashy car. But I heard the feds are still watching regardless. Like that stuff doesn't even matter anymore like it used to. You can be low profile and still be targeted, obviously. But I guess when he was coming along, he felt that he was low profile because in his situation, no, you know, there's a lot of flashiness involved with, you know, people who are making money illegally. Like it's easy to just start spending all this money that you're making and you just become oblivious to normal circumstances. You kind of start, the ego gets a little bigger, and you kind of, you just kind of remove yourself from, thinking that you can't be touched. Like you become untouchable because the ego just grows tremendously to where you can't see reality, you can't feel reality anymore, because you're consumed with a lot of money. You're consumed with a lot of money in such a quick, short amount of time. You're consumed with new quote unquote friends, the people that are there because of what you have. And it's a fun time. It's a really good time. It's a high. It's euphoria. Kind of takes you out of reality, right? And I feel like that's where you are, even though you think you're maintaining a low profile because you're not spending, you're not purchasing items that you think are flashy, that are going to get you, noticed. You might buy some high tech items, or, maybe a nice sound system in your vehicle. But, it's not like you're driving a Maserati or anything crazy. Like, you can't go from Joe Schmo to like this big flashy person like that, because that doesn't add up. It's going to throw everybody off, especially the ones who you don't want to notice. But he's saying don't make the same mistake he did, because he thought he could do the same thing. And it didn't work out for him. And I do feel that, of course, well, not of course, but, this is a spirit channeling. So this person is passed on, but they see you kind of coming through the same ropes. You were mild, you didn't really make a lot of big to do, a lot of noise, you just kind of kept to yourself. You have family and stuff like that, but you just weren't this, person who had like a lot of material things, and you had to get to the bag, get the money, That just wasn't, how you operated. And if you did, you move in silence. But that kind of moving in silence was fine. Now the move in silence that involves illegal activity is coming with a warning from your father, who's passed on in the spirit realm, to not make the same mistake he did. So I feel like your mom is a little bit disconnected. Like, she's off in her own world. So I don't feel like it's anything that you can go to your mom and talk to her about. I don't feel like it's anything that, she probably wouldn't have a say either way, because I feel like she's still in a lot of pain and hurt and regret herself, that she's overwhelmed with that alone. So she doesn't have the mental strength to even, focus on anything else other than that. The loss of her husband, the loss of the relationship, the loss of family, the loss of time, and her own regrets that I mentioned earlier about how she didn't stand by her husband when she knew that she should have. So she's really regretful. I don't even feel like she's moved on, it's in regards to dating or seeing someone else. I just kind of see a lady, she's just kind of just to herself, kind of sad. I could feel the sadness. What else can I pick up here? I feel like you're in school. Like if it's not like a university or a college, it's a technical school, a community college type of situation, because you're probably working a full-time job, and probably a full-time job that you've been at for a while. If you were in high school, you were probably working the same job. And now that you're out of high school and into like a technical school to better your life, you think that you could slip under the radar and do what you're doing illegally, like, your father did. But, the advice here is to stick with school. Stick with that path, that journey. It's not as quick as, where you're headed, how the money's coming in. It's not that quick, but, you're not going to be under the radar much longer. So however you can ease out, smoothly transition out of this illegal activity, it would fare better for you than what you're thinking in the long run. So I feel like you think you're just going to, you know, amass this money and save it up and put it in the bank and think that it's not going to throw off radars. It will. It will. Because you can't keep the money at home. Because you probably live with your mother. Right? Yeah. Okay. So if I'm talking to you and you're still watching this video, I hope that this helps you. All right. Thank you for watching.